Hello everybody, welcome to day 32 for me, which is Christmas Day, but I'm going to quickly go back to Christmas, day 31, which was Christmas Eve, and the reason I'm going to do that is I normally show you that anyway. I wouldn't need to though, because Christmas Day can start on the back side of this, so I don't have to worry about color. But I did do one thing that I want you to see. When I was journaling on this card, it seemed to be way too open, and there was just it was too much open on the top with too much writing down here, and I could have written all around the card, which in hindsight might have been better because I probably had more to say than this, but this bit will remind me of this this journal, you know, what my feelings were about, especially this photo really. But I decided to add this banner up here at the top just to take up some of the space. And I'm not in love with it, but I'm okay with it. So it does what it needs to do. You know, and now that I look at it, could I add like a little button or something up there? I almost could. So now you're seeing my thoughts. And I actually think I like that. It brings in a third button there, which I think is not a bad idea. So you get to see the, what is this? This would be day 31, round 2, as a start to day 32. So I actually like that better. It feels like that has more of a place for being there now or something. So anyway, on now to day 32. And here is day 32. So it's a 4x6 and then 2 3x4 pockets. Now, photo-wise, I have this panoramic photo that I took with my phone. And then I have a photo of the sweet table that we had. And then I have these, and there's supposed to be a fourth. There we go. These 4 photos of gifts that I got. It was very cool. People really like nailed it for me this Christmas. I was just beyond excited because really what they found for me was just awesome. So then in going through yesterday, I did find some things that I talked about maybe wanting to use. One of them was this December 25th. And now that I'm looking at this, because I also wanted to do this journaling card, I really think I like that with this on there. And I think I'm going to do that. Since I like it, let's get it on there. Part of the whole thing, I know there's a comment on one of my videos about somebody who was just appreciating watching them, but how she wanted to do her book but just was having problems getting started. And my advice to her was just to get started, to just do it, to do a page. And sometimes I feel that same way about when I'm just going through and working through these things, that I just need to get started. So if I like something, to do it because I can work other things in around this. So that's that piece. Then I have these 4 photos. So what I'm going to do is use a pocket with 3 4x4 photos in it. And so just so you know what these are, this is a camera ornament that my nephew and niece bought for me. I always give them an ornament, so they gave me an ornament, which I just thought was really sweet that she made that connection. And then my sister found these socks. I like to drink the occasional glass of wine. Found these socks that said if you can read this, bring me a glass of wine on the bottom, so when you're laying down. So love those. And then these are, my sister-in-law is a LuLaRoe consultant, and she found a pair of leggings with cameras on them. They are super cool because when you first look at them, they're almost like impressionistic looking and dotted, and so you don't realize right away what you're looking at, which is super, super cool. So I think that's really neat, and so I'm appreciating those. And the last thing is my nephew's mother-in-law, who was at our celebration as well, made these for each of us for our homes. So they are the wine bottles that were used. They had taken the wine bottles and they wrapped some of them in like twine. They had painted others gold as well, so they had a lot of them. But she found this craft on Pinterest, and I'm Facebook friends with her and saw her do these and thought, oh, I need to do these next year. Definitely. I loved the Santa one, but they're so cool. So there's a Santa, a reindeer, and a snowman. And I just put them up in my kitchen for now just because we're all decorated. But next year they're going to have definite places of prominence, I guess. So everybody nailed it for me. That's the big takeaway here. I am going to take out some of these cards. Now, this photo, and this photo are all definitely going to need to be backed, which is good. I think I said a couple of videos ago, I'm not using as much pattern paper as I'd really like to, or, you know, I'm thinking about. So what I would like, I need to back this one for sure. And when I was doing my layout yesterday, I said I found this Merry Christmas paper. I remembered I had it. So I am actually going to back this photo here with this paper. And because I have a piece right behind it, I'm just going to go in and cut it right away. And I'm thinking I could use the same paper in the other two pockets, but I'm thinking I might want to look at something else first. I'll keep this handy because I might want to do something a little bit different there. What that is, I don't know. I'm just thinking, you know, maybe I would like some green or something like that. I certainly have plenty of different papers. Excuse me. All right, so here is this piece here. And I want the Merry Christmases to definitely show, which it does, so that's good. Now, I need to figure out pieces to put on this. And I'm just going to look through my die cuts to see if there's anything in this is Old American Crafts die cuts. I'm not really seeing anything because I need smaller pieces. This is a little ticket that says Christmas pageant, and I definitely could put something across from here. The other thing that I want to make sure that I'm doing is that I have this December 25th flare, and I want to use that flare on these pages somewhere. Excuse me. Because, you know, you have one opportunity to use those December 25th. And now that I look at it, I have this old sheet of LA Studio stickers, and I could have used the December 24th and 25th from these as well. So, you know, I'll continue thinking about that. I also have some present things now that I'm thinking about it. And since these are presents, and by the way, I've never done this before where I've documented presents the way I did here, and I really like it. So that's a thought too, but there's like this little present button. I also have presents in, definitely in my acrylic shapes, but I don't think they're pink, and I'm not sure that I want to do that, but I am going to, let me think about this, and I could put that there. Maybe that's what I'll do, because I don't know that I'm going to love that. I do like the tree on that one. I also really, really like the red star on that one. So I think that's what I'm going to do there. And I need some paper there. I'll need to get some sort of piece to put over that. Let's see. I have this tiny little piece here that says Twinkle. So now that reads Christmas Twinkle. Which I'm okay with that. And then I could put like a little enamel dot there somewhere, like a little green one or something like that. And I'm thinking about these wood veneers, but I have a lot of color starting to go on here now. So I think I'm going to stick with that kind of a theme here with color. And speaking of color, as I'm looking at this, I think what I would like to do is maybe bring out the green from all of these. And if I'm going to do that, then I'm going to grab some green paper here that I have. I have a stripe that encompasses a lot of these colors, but I think that's too much. And I really love that green right there. I have this other green, but I like because that tree is so bright, I think I'm going to use the brighter green to do this. So what I'm going to do here, since I have to cut 2 cards, I think what I'll do is just actually use it to cut the cards off. Actually use my trimmer, that's the word I wanted, to cut the card. Okay, so this card can fit on here, and then this one actually fits perfectly except for just a tiny bit at the top when I cut it. So first I'll grab my ATG and tape them together, or glue them together. I guess it's tape. It's ATG tape. And then I can put this on here. And I'm thinking, I'm not quite positioning those yet because I'm still thinking how I'm going to do this. I'm also wondering if I want to do that tree in the pocket or outside of the pocket. This Christmas ticket here, I'm going to do on the photo. And I guess it's okay if it says omit one because it is my one ornament, or not my one ornament. I have more than one ornament, trust me. But it's my ornament. And then I'm going to put this twinkle on. I'm not sure, I might have this too low for you to see what I'm doing here, so let me bring this back up. I'm going to put that twinkle on, but I'm also going to have that come off of the photo a little bit as well. Okay, and then like I said, I'll probably want like a green dot or something like that on here. And I think I used my last pop drop that was green in my last video, if I remember correctly. So what I'm probably going to do here is I'm going to use one of these pearls. These came from Michaels a couple of years ago, and I just don't use pearls as much anymore, which is too bad because I like them. But I just don't use them, so I think it's good that I have an excuse to use them here. Okay, so there's that. Just thinking, do I have anything else that I want to put behind that? And there is a lot going on this spread, so I want to be careful about too much going on. And I like that heart, so I'm going to put that up there. That'll bring some of the pinkiness from that over here. And that takes up some of that space. I saved out when I was working on my last layout, because I'm doing these back to back. I did save my 3D foam dots, 3D dots out. And I just thought of something. I had intended to put like a label on each of these photos so that I could see what they are, but I think that's not going to happen now because I'm already decorating. And what I'll do is I'll just do it in my journaling up there, although I haven't left myself a lot of space there. So then this one, this photo, there's a lot going on this already. So I'm just trying to decide, do I put something on that? Do I save it for that? I like that. I could do joy or the wreath down here or the holly. Actually, the joy kind of makes sense up on this one because that does bring me joy. And there's so many pieces here. I think that, or dimensional pieces, that I think what I'm going to do is definitely put these on the outside, the dimensional pieces on the outside of the pockets. So I want to be a little bit careful about oh, good thing I looked at this. I have this flipped upside down, which happens frequently. And I can put the Christmas twinkle in here too because that's done. And I don't think this is ever coming out again. It's really tight because that pocket's pretty tight. So I'm just going to take this to my trimmer quick and trim off the teeny tiniest bit more, just so that I can slide it in here. And I just realized I put this on the photo and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to put it on the and that is a really sticky glue dot. So that may not come off. Now I could reprint my photo and redo this, but we'll see. I think I accidentally did. Okay, so I got that off. Let me finish my thought here with getting the joy on that, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do because I've got glue on that. So we have joy on here, and then I'm thinking what I'm going to do is put a pearl here because that will then echo the pearl in the bottom of this. This one I'm just going to put in the pocket. and then bring my ATG in. And that's on the outside of the pocket again. This Christmas twinkle can go in. All right, so now I just have to deal with this. So what has happened here is now I have the stickiness on the photo. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my bottle of Undo, and for a while this you couldn't buy, but you can buy it again. So it's called Undo Adhesive Remover. I'm going to make sure you can see that. And you can buy it at like Michael's and different places like that. It comes with a cloth, I think, which I have somehow lost. So all you do is you just put that on the glue on the photo, and it takes the glue right off. So now I don't have that glue on this photo anymore, and it doesn't hurt the photo. The other thing is if you have fingerprints on photographs, you can use this to remove that as well too. So, you know, if people are looking at your book and then they're not quite as conscious of photographs as we scrapbookers might be. There we go. Okay, so that's out there. I know this one is on the inside, but I think that's okay because most of it's on the outside. But that Undo is magic. All right, so far this is really cool because I have I have lots of little pieces everywhere here. All right, now this photo doesn't sit all the way, or not sit, that's not the word I want. This photograph isn't as wide as this piece is. So I think I'm going to sit the photograph to the left side, and I'll show you in just a second after I get this glued on here why I decided to do that. All right, so it feels, just because of the perspective of the photo, I said I took, this is actually a panoramic photo, which isn't that crazy, but it's a panoramic photo, and it feels, obviously these two people here are the largest part of the perspective. I was sitting more to the left, so she is a little bit, you know, in the whole scheme of things, she's a little bit larger than everybody else here. Not that she is larger, but it just is the way it is. So I think I'm going to use that, sit it to this side because it feels like it's flowing that way to me. Now these October afternoon tin pins don't have as big of a foam piece in it. It's not as wide. So what I am going to use my ATG on that though. Oops, I just put it in backwards. Okay, so I have that in. Now I am going to put some ATG on the back of this foam square here. And I like how this echoes the Merry Christmas. Lots of dimension in this layout. Crazy amounts of dimension. What I'm going to do here is I'm not going to glue this on. You won't see this happen because I'm going to leave the tree there, journal about all of this, and then I'll glue the tree to the outside when I can, once I'm done with that. Okay, so the question is now, what do I want to do in this pocket? Because that's our sweet table. And I want something there because everything else has something. So I could do this #1 fave because frankly, I like sweets and cookies. And then I could put one of the dots over there. So that is definitely a thought. I have to get my number on. I know you were all screaming that to me just now, weren't you? There's that December here. And I could do the 1225 in there. Try this at the bottom. There's a lot going on in the top of this photo. I'm not sure that I'm sold on that. There's a little piece that says notes here, but I think that's too much white. Let's see. I will tell you that this is becoming, there's a lot on these pages. But I'm just afraid that if I don't do anything on that photograph, it's going to look funny because it would be the only one that doesn't have anything. Okay, so there's this little candy cane piece, label piece. If that label was red or green, I might be happier with it. It just feels like it's standing out too much. There. I think that works better. It's smaller. Okay, so I'm going to hold that down. So now that I've decided, and then what I'll do is I'll put one of the pearls on this again, so that there are 3 pearls on here, or there will be, I should say. What I'm doing here is I don't want that white line to line up exactly with the bottom line of the photo. And then I'll just take my pen and write the date on here. Although there is 25 all over this. And I'm so excited because I used a bunch of my 25 things up this year. Half the time, really, I get through and then I'm like, oh, I forgot I had that. And then, you know, it's too late because the 25th has come and gone. Okay, so, oh, looking good. I'm really liking how this spread looks. I'm just going to take a peek at this again and see if there's, oh, so I need my date label here. The other thing I'm thinking is I did that, or my number, not my date label. I just popped this Merry Christmas sticker under here. I'm going to move it in just a little bit more. So now it says Merry Merry Christmas, which is cute because it's on this Merry Christmas paper. And the other reason I did this is this Joy is like, it's off-white. It's a cream color. And almost everything else on here, except for these socks, is reading very white, especially this. So I decided to put that on there because that way it will help bring this in to make it look more intentional, especially since they are a diagonal across from each other. And I was just thinking I was going to put my date, I don't have my number on here yet, that I was going to put my number right there, but I can't because I've got that Christmas tree that I forgot about. So now my number, yikes. Where are we going to pop the number on here? This would be probably a good spot for it. I also could put it down here. I was going to say if I use those tiny green stickers, but then I just remembered I don't have a 3. And unlike when you have like an E, a rounded E, you can turn that into a 3, but this E definitely looks like an upside down E. And I want green here, I think. So I'm going to do just a quick look here and see if I have any tiny, these are too big, but this green would go nicely. I could put it down here. I could also put it on that if I have tiny enough stickers. I'm looking for my LA Studio, but I think I don't have a 3 here, if I remember correctly. Oh, I do. Okay. Except I don't have the 2 I need. Ah, that would have been perfect too. Can I make a 2? I'm going to take an 8 here and see if I can MacGyver a 2 out of this. I'm going to use my smaller detail scissors. So what I'm intending to do here is I'm going to cut my 8. And it might not be the best 2 you've ever seen, but since it flows in the book, I think this might actually work. Okay, right now it looks like a backwards S. So I'm going to cut this off again. Maybe I'll turn it over because it'll be easier for me. Other than the fact that I have this edge here a little bit ragged, so I'm going to just trim this a little bit so it's not so abrupt. It looks kind of like a 2. But you know what? I think I'm going to just... Although, okay, I just saw something. I just realized I do have a 2 in these lighter green stickers, and I have a 3. So let me do that. By the way, just so you know, you can you can turn 8s into S's really easily. Now, obviously this is backwards, but if I cut the other piece out, you can make an 8 into an S really simply. All right, I'm going back here. This green will come in here with this, and I think I was thinking smaller, but then once I did that, and these actually are a little bit smaller here. So there we go. There's the 32 on there. All right, I think that I am actually done here, although I just saw that and I was thinking about adding that December 25th there. I could add another little dot there, and I could add another little dot pearl like here maybe. You see how that looks. I'm just thinking of getting a little bit more green in here. Yeah, I like that. And then I'm thinking one over here now too. That way it'll stay uneven. Okay, I like how this has turned out. I like it a lot, actually. All right, so all I need to do now is I just need to do my journaling and then get the tree taped down, and then I can get the pictures done and up for you. And I have one more a Crafty Maven video to do today. So that'll appear on Thursday the 29th, just so that you know to look for that. It's Sketchy Thursday over at the Crafty Maven. So if you don't know about that channel, it's called the Crafty Maven Getaway channel, and it's just a bunch of YouTubers who produce scrapbooking videos on a daily basis. It was started by Hannah Lemieux just because she wanted to be able to have like all the videos or people that you could find in one spot. And so it's been going for about a year and a half, I think, if I remember correctly, something over a year now. So anyway, hope you're all well. Hope that you had a great Boxing Day or day after Christmas, and I will be back with another video soon. Bye.